Little dude was mad. Well, good morning. It is August 20th. I write dates like all day, every day, or type in dates all day, every day at work. But on the weekends, like, I don't know what day it is. I mean, I know what day it is. I don't know what the date is. Anyways, hope you don't hear too much background noise. There is a pretty busy road right there. Wanted to go ahead and do my intro before I forget. Hopefully you're seeing this after a big hook set, and hopefully this is not an instructional video. That means that I have caught some fish today. So we are at a little embayment off of an embayment actually of the Tennessee River here in Knoxville, and I fished this back in March, maybe February. It's really cold, and I had to do a lot of wading because the water was way down. But as you can probably see behind me now, the water's up into the trees. I really wanted to go hit the French Broad this morning, but they are running the gates there at the Douglas Dam like full board for the foreseeable future, and it's just not anything I can fight against. There's just too much current. So I decided I would come down here and try this out as a summer fishery. It does pretty good in the winter. My goal is to go as far upstream as I can, but there was a guy in a canoe with a trolling motor on it, and I could outrun him, or at least stay with him with the hubby, but I really didn't want to like be racing to somewhere, so I stopped here, take a few casts, and no luck so far, but also have the highway background noise. But we're gonna get up here and see what we can get into. The goal is, and fishing here besides the river, is that boat traffic be crazy, and even in places that are what I would consider tougher to get to or lesser known, I've learned this time of year anymore is just crazy. So trying to get into places where, as you saw, that bridge is really low. I'm gonna go underneath a railroad bridge, may have to get out a little bit here and there. We're trying to get to a place that bass boats and pleasure boats will not bother us, but also maybe some fish. Had a bite a second ago, but didn't seem to take it. I don't know if it was a bluegill or what. But as far as the day goes, my depth finder has died. I noticed earlier when it was on, this Garmin has a voltmeter on it, and I love this little depth finder. One of the reasons I love it is that, and it said like 9 volts, but I charged my battery and it just shut back off. I've had my battery on charge in the garage on a maintainer like this whole time between the last time I used it and now. So I don't know what the deal is with that. This GoPro, the one you're seeing, has a little battery, and the GoPro 6, the one I use for like underwater footage stuff, also has a little battery. So don't be like me, kids. Charge your stuff before you go fishing. Oh, got a monster. Fish number 1. Man, I've barely got him hooked. I'm not gonna run away from the mouth. Right where we're supposed to be. Pretty little guy. He's waving at us. Life jacket's probably in the way of the camera. Alright, don't tell your friends. So got him on a top secret lure that nobody throws. Green pumpkin Senko. So if you know anybody who fishes a lot, you probably don't know about this, because I'm just kidding. If you're watching this and you're a beginner, you probably don't get that joke, but basically like everybody throws green pumpkin Senko, especially in the summer. I do modify mine a little bit. I take a Spocket marker. I'll show a picture here, or maybe a short video. I take a Spocket marker and just put a little bit of a dot around where the hook goes through. I don't really want them to bite the tail, and a lot of people dye the tail, so I normally take the Spocket marker instead of the dye. You probably could do it with the dye if you really tried hard. I may put a video here of me trying really hard. I'm trying to keep this video short, but I try to make them target that middle section of the worm, and it tends to help my hookup ratio quite a bit. Well, quick update. We have gone a freaking long ways. I have not had to wade the first time. The fins haven't hit bottom. I did run over a carp with a fin, oddly. Got the paddle out now, just so I can try to move around on here a little bit better. I think I'm at the end of where I can go. There's a tree down and there's a bunch of trees over, and it's pretty darn narrow, as you can see. But we're gonna try to catch some fish back in here. I don't know if the bass would swim this far up a creek in this heat. I'm thinking that instinct may take over and smallmouth might, because they want to swim upstream. We'll see. If anything, it's been pretty cool to go back through here. There's some pretty cool cypress, almost like somebody's got like a water garden that you can kind of paddle through, which was really cool. Loose, I'm trying to get my net. There we go. It's a keeper size bass. Way back up in this creek. Oh, look at that. Oh, let's keep it on. But considering where we are, I'm pretty happy with that. So there's no way a fish that size lives back here when the wind. Oh my gosh. Wait till you see this. I mean, there's worse things to find, but as far as creepy level goes, this is a head. A styrofoam head, luckily. Get over here. Well, somebody has shot the ever-loving crap out of. I don't know if that's shotgun or if that's like 22, but somebody has lit this thing up. I have moved the camera, the GoPro 8 with the better microphone. I actually have a lapel mic on, so you're getting a real fancy audio today. I had my cell phone charging block thing in my truck and I grabbed it, and it has completely charged one of the batteries. But that means we have one charged battery and like 2 dead. It's charging the other ones now. Don't know how much longer I'll be out here though. It is 1.3 billion degrees. High of like 90 today. Here's the weather. And it's supposed to get like 135 later this week. Now it's like 97, but you can imagine with heat index, it's gonna be pretty miserable. So today, oddly, is like the brisk day. But we're coming up to a bridge. I'm trying to make sure I use my time efficiently. I threw some cast back there, kept getting hung. I'm gonna try this bridge, and then we're gonna switch over to shooting for docks and trying to find some little deeper water. Although my depth finder is dead, so it's a little tougher just having to kind of use my eyes to try to figure out, you know, topographically where the deeper water will be. But also Navionics does not work back here, so I don't really have that as a help either. In general though, bridges are built on the narrowest points of creeks and rivers for some obvious reasons, especially if they're like this bridge, like a span bridge, so it doesn't have anything that goes to the bottom. It's less material, it's easier to deal with. But also, you can use that as a guide if you don't have mapping to kind of get an idea for where your deeper water is going to be, because the same amount of water is passing through here as is passing back there in the wide area. So the water right here has to be deeper. And I know that it doesn't seem like there's much current, but there is enough, especially down on the bottom. There's more current. So that's one way you can find a little deeper water if you're like me and somehow your relatively new depth finder battery has decided not to take a charge for some reason. Oh, there he is. Trying to get my net. Oh no, knocked the GoPro in. Knocked the GoPro 6 in. Nice wrap around a branch. There we go. Airplane going over. Put our fins in reverse and back out of our fishy water. We've got them in the net now, so that part's good. Whew. Also trying to get the fishing rods away from those overhanging trees. Alright, buddy. He's hooked himself twice. Ah! Let's use these crummy pliers. This is just not going well, guys. My pliers have a little leash on them. stuck between the paddle and the kayak. Drop the paddle, get the pliers, hold the fish, put the paddle back on, the pliers again. There we go. I'm gonna get a quick picture. He's gonna go tell his friends that is the worst fisherman he has ever seen. Something I've been thinking about doing is getting a piece of bamboo from the thicket across the street from my house. Maybe like 10 feet long. I don't know about that long, but some length. I'm putting it in the other paddle holder. I don't want it to get in the way, but it'd be great for a little backwater like this to kind of push off of things. That's weird. It hit the water and I thought it would just sink down. There must be a ledge. I want it to sink as close to that bridge as I can get it. But it's not sinking. I wonder if it's like a concrete ledge over there. I'm having some nightmare scenarios right now. There's like a giant fish just like holding it. I feel like I've reeled it a whole lot and it should have sank. I'm watching this bright line on top of the water, trying to see it uncrinkle and kind of go down. It's just not. I got something. Got a fish? I do. Holy crap. Is the same fish I had on the other side? Oh! That was a boat flip. Almost landed right in my seat.